Hello, this is Emily Oborn, and this presentation is on carpet, and there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to go through it quickly. There's also a lot more information that you will need to know that's covered in the report, so make sure you read it. First off, I'm going to give you key terms that are important to know. Action back is a stretchy secondary backing fabric made by Patchogue Plymouth division of Amico Fabrics. Antron is a type of strong, light nylon fiber used chiefly in making carpets and upholstery, and this is made by the DuPont company. Anso-X is a fiber used to create carpets of exceptional beauty and performance. Antimicrobial is carpet chemically treated to reduce the growth of common bacteria like fungi, yeast, and mold that's going to grow in your carpets. Berber is a type of carpet constructed with coarse yarns having randomly spaced flecks of color against a background of a base color. Carpet, when you measure it, it comes in 12-inch widths and it's measured in square yards, and in some areas of the world it's measured in square feet. The carpet smile or carpet grin is where you can see the backing of the carpet through the pile. Cut loop is cut and loop carpets combine cut and uncut loops to make a pattern. It's suited for both formal and contemporary environments. Delamination is the separation of the secondary backing or attached cushion from the primary backing of the carpet. Density is how dense or thick a carpet is, and the closer the yarns are, the more dense a carpet will be. This next section, this is the fire testing, the DOC FF 170. And it's the first standard. U.S. Department of Commerce requires that all carpets and large rugs manufactured for sale in the United States or imported pass the pill test. In this test, it specifies that no more than 1 out of the 8 specimens should burn a distance of 3 inches from the point of ignition. And I'll talk about this more later on. The EPA is an environmental protection agency. Next is face weight, and this is the weight of the carpet pile, including the portions of the pile that extend into the backing structure. Face yarn are the fibers and yarns extending above the primary backing or base fabric. A fiber is the natural or man-made substance which forms the basic elements of fabrics and other textile structures. These are some examples of fibers. Later I'll cover more in depth, but for now I'll just give a brief explanation of them all. There's nylon, which is a synthetic. Wool comes from a sheep. Acrylic is a manufactured fiber. Polyester is made from yarns that are spun. And olefin is also known as polypropylene. The floor radiant panel test is a test that measures the critical radiant flux of a carpet. So basically, the floor is laid horizontally and then exposed with a flame. The flooring or carpet is then given either a Class 1 or Class 2 rating, depending on how it performed during the test. Frise is a tightly twisted yarn that gives a rough, nubby appearance to the carpet and pile. Gauge is the distance between 2 needle points, expressed in fractions of an inch. Glue down is an installation method where the carpet is adhered to the floor with an adhesive. Gauged goods is a term designating carpet just off the tufting machine and is not dyed. Hot melt tape is a tool used to adhere carpet. The tape is melted and then solidifies when it is cooled. Latex tape is a rubber that is coated to the back of a carpet to adhere carpet components together. The life cycle cost helps determine the true cost of an expenditure over time. So the basic premise of the formula is that a product's cost encompasses more than the initial expense, and there's a equation there. Loop is marked by the continuous uncut surface that resists crushing and matting. The nap direction is the direction that the carpet was manufactured, so it's the direction that the pile or the yarn leans. Piece dyed is carpet that's dyed, usually in solid colors, by immersion into a dye bath. The primary backing of a carpet is where the yarns are inserted, so usually in woven or non-woven polypropylene for carpet and often cotton duck for scatter rugs. Secondary backing in tufted carpet is the fabric laminated to the back of the carpet to reinforce and increase dimensional stability. Plush is a smooth textured carpet surface in which individual tufts are only minimally visible and overall visual effect is a single level. of fiber ends. Sometimes it's called velvet. Ply is a single component of piled yarn. It's the number which tells how many single ends have been twisted together. Saxony is a cut pile carpet texture consisting of heat-set plied yarns in a relatively dense, erect configuration with well-defined individual tuft tips. Solution dyed, synthetic fibers colored by pigments dispersed in the polymer melt or solution prior to exclusion in a fiber. It's sometimes referred to as the dope dyed or spun dyed. Tackless strip is the wood or metal strips fastened to the floor near the walls, so around the perimeter of the walls, containing either 2 or 3 rows of pins, and this is where the carpet is installed onto. Tufting involves insertion of pile tufts by a row of eyed needles that penetrate the primary backing fabric, thus forming tufts from the yarn threaded through the eyes of the tufting needles. Ultron is a nylon 6/6 that's resistant to soil, matting, crushing, and stains. VOC stands for volatile organic compound, and these are chemicals that are in carpets that are dangerous to the human health and the environment. Zeftron is a nylon 6 yarn manufactured by Shaw, and it's 100% closed-looped recyclable. Carpet is constructed by tufting or weaving or fusion bonding. First off is tufting, and this is constructed by hundreds of needles on a device that is the width of the carpet and is threaded with yarns. These yarns are pushed through a backing material, which is the primary backing, which creates the tufts or loops. Then, a latex adhesive, which is a substance that is rubbery, which is still able to bend when it's hardened, holds the tufts in place. A secondary backing is added to give the carpet added strength and stability. So make sure to read through the report to get more details to understand this construction method steps. The next type is weaving. This type of carpet is constructed on a loom and is considered to be the traditional construction method. Woven carpet is created on looms by simultaneously interlacing face yarns and backing yarns into a complete product, thereby eliminating the need for a secondary backing. Even though there's no need for secondary backing, a latex coating is oftentimes used to create bulk in the carpet. There's 3 weaving types. There's velvet, Wilton, and Axminster. Velvet is mainly used to create solid colored carpet through different patterns. This type is the simplest and least complex method of weaving. Wilton is used when carpets being produced have more than one color but not exceeding 5. This type is thick and heavy and the most durable type of carpet. It's often used in high traffic areas because it is so strong. It's so durable because through each color of yarn, all the colors of yarn don't always show, and they're below. So these yarns are below the pile surface, so they just build up in each other, making the carpet thick. Axminster does not have a limit on colors due to the colored yarns being individually inserted as they are needed. The Axminster loom can be compared to hand weaving, and this type uses cut pile face construction. The process of weaving takes more time, requires more labor, and has a higher cost than tufting. The next type is fusion bonding. In this method, yarns are adhered to the backing material, no stitching is used. The adhesive is applied to the backing material and the yarns are implanted into it. Fusion bonding is cut pile, which makes for greater pile density than the tufted carpet with the same yarn weight. It is also more expensive than tufted carpet. The next section is face types, and this is a diagram of the different face types of carpet. In order from top to bottom, there's level loop, multi-level loop, random tip sheared, frise, cut and loop, velvet, also known as plush, and Saxony. Here is fiber types. So mostly used in outdoor areas, polypropylene, that's a fiber type, also known as olefin.